So it is that time of year again. Every year, WWE, despite a phenomenally talented roster, pushes the most random superstars because, well, presumably Vince walked past them in the corridor and quite liked the look of them. They basically just stick everyone's name on a giant roulette wheel and go, let's see whose number comes up this year. The shining stars scam their way into our hearts. Darren Young was made great again. Jinder Mahal won the sodding world title. And years and years and years after he was last relevant, Dolph Ziggler competed for the WWE Championship on 2 consecutive pay-per-views. Look, what I'm trying to say here is things get a little bit weird in April. And, well, considering things are already very, very weird, I'm Adam Wilborn from What Culture, and these are 10 candidates for WWE's bizarre post-WrestleMania 36 push. Number 10, Apollo Crews. This one is already inexplicably happening. Look, it's not completely out the realms of possibility for WWE to push someone like Apollo Crews. He is a phenomenally talented pro wrestler, but taking Aleister Black to his limit in a match that went longer than when Aleister Black lost to Tommaso Ciampa at NXT TakeOver Phoenix last year, WWE, we know when you're just sort of running out the clock on the Raw after WrestleMania because, I don't know, Brock Lesnar couldn't be asked to show up or whatever. This is the Jinder Mahal effect all over again. He was getting the piss beaten out of him in minutes on the other brand just months ago. We don't buy it. Look, what I'm trying to say here is I'm not against Apollo Crews getting a push. I just feel like if he is, he needs to be, I don't know, part of some brand, maybe a global brand, a brand with someone at the helm who's talented enough to, I don't know, host WrestleMania? Just a thought. Number 9, Austin Theory. Remember Lacey Evans last year? She was brought in the immediate aftermath of WrestleMania 35 to remove the bloom from Becky Lynch's rose with her expert gardening skills. She didn't know her arse from her elbow when she got started on Monday Night Raw, but this is symptomatic of something WWE loves to do, and that is push performers who are nowhere near ready for the main roster. Enter Austin Theory. I like Austin Theory. I think he's one for the future. I think he could become WWE's own version of MJF if they do things right. But if you search your feelings, you know that there are far more talented and experienced people down there in the Performance Center. But then I suppose they don't have a rockin' bod. It's such a bizarre scenario we find ourselves in right now. Austin Theory could become the first WWE performer in history to be given a push whether or not WWE know if he merits it or not. I suppose you could say he's only Austin theoretically over. Took me ages. Number 8, Tamina. Anyone else getting a weird sense of deja vu with this one? Look, WWE have already burned through the likes of Lacey Evans and Naomi as potential contenders to Bayley's SmackDown Women's Championship, and with no draft incoming for obvious reasons, and you sense that they kind of don't want to pull the trigger on the whole Sasha Bayley stuff until, you know, we're allowed to go outside again, I guess Tamina it is. A woman WWE once promoted, this is Jimmy Snuka's daughter, don't forget, as having a killer instinct. Really don't hear yourself sometimes, do you, WWE? I suppose so. The woman who WWE and Phil Chambers insist on reminding me there ain't nobody meaner than Tamina. Number 7, Mojo Rawley. This is more of a statistical inevitability than it is a prediction. WWE are desperate for Mojo to become a star. He's a massive unit who can talk. And so over the last 12 months, they've tried pretty much everything. He's stared deep into a mirror and settled on painting his face blue a bit. He was managed by Sami Zayn for a hot minute. And then he teamed up with Riddick Moss, who turned on him after about a week. But then Rob Gronkowski showed up and Mojo returned to his old enthusiastic self. God, these two were unbearable tossers together, weren't they? And in that mean WWE's eyes makes them baby faces, of course. But anyway, that residual Gronk dust will inevitably result in another push for Mojo. And maybe that's not such a bad thing. We could all do with a bit of positivity in the current situation. But just don't shout so much, Mojo. Jesus. And that's coming from me. Number 6, Peyton Royce. The Iconics have... Sorry, where are my manners? The Iconics have a cult following. Billy Bloody Kay and Peyton Bloody Royce are bloody bonanza for me, bro. I love them. I think they are fantastic. They have shrieked and memed their way into the hearts of wrestling Twitterati. And then they just disappeared. They dropped the titles and then we haven't seen them on TV since, well, the end of last year. Why? No one's injured. It's just creative has nothing for them. They're going to get split up, aren't they? They're better together. So, of course, WWE are going to split them up. Remember Rusev Day? Remember T-shirt money? It's just so bloody depressing. Peyton Royce was probably going to be the one who gets the push out of the two because she's the better worker and has more of the WWE look, and I disgust myself by just saying that. Maybe they'll give her the Emelina treatment. She'll become Roya Bella or something. I mean, at the end of the day, who else is there for Becky Lynch to face after you have her pin Shayna Baszler on her first singles match on the main roster? What are you thinking? And Becky Lynch's knockoff Conor McGregor impressions are really annoying. So maybe Peyton will be less annoying in comparison? Number 5, Tino Sabbatelli. I mean, just look at him. Look at those delts, look at those traps, look at those abs. I mean, I don't know which bits they are, but Simon Miller told me they were important, so yeah. Vince McMahon is going to take one look at him and physically become the Vince McMahon gif we all know and love. You know, ooh, that one. This is a company that promoted Riddick Moss to Raw before Matt Riddle. Bloody bonkers, this place, innit? Number 4, Kona Reeves. Kona Reeves is, if I'm honest, kind of crap down in NXT. His act is routine, it's lazy, it's perfect for Vince McMahon. Look, Kona Reeves is the quintessential WWE main roster star. He's got it all. He's tall, No, that's all I got. He's tall, basically. He was born to cut an overlong opening promo and then feign surprise at an interruption. Plus, right now, there are no annoying neckbeards in the crowd to shout boring at him. So, see you next week, Kona, for Monday Night Reeves. Number 3, Robert Roode. Braun Strowman is going to need some sort of heel opponent he can smash through on an upcoming B-level pay-per-view. And there's a few names we can rule out through the process of elimination. It's not, or at least it shouldn't be, Bray Wyatt the Fiend, because he's so hot right now, and yeah, WWE have ruined him once. In fact, they've ruined him more than once. Don't do it again by going to some sort of fuck finish with Braun Strowman. Then there's someone like Sheamus, although they probably want to save that so they can run back the whole power per square inch for the running power slam and bro kick thing that they did all those years ago and was great. So I've settled on Robert Roode because he's got one hell of a chinlock and Vince McMahon has a weird kink about all these things. Look, in this unpredictable world we live in right now, there's many things we can't guarantee, but I can guarantee 2. Braun Strowman is going to run around the ring knocking men over and it's going to be funny, even though there's no crowd there to appreciate it, and someone is going to get those hands! Number 2, Cesaro. WWE is a very spiteful organisation. And before you go all caps blazing into the comment section, think about it. It's not untrue. This is a company that fired CM Punk on his wedding day, that hoards talent so no one else can get them, won't release them even if they've got absolutely nothing for them, brings back Pyro 48 hours before their opposition just so they can say they can, tried to make a caricature out of Dusty Rhodes, and won't let talent go on the lovely Vicky Guerrero's podcast just because she appeared on an episode of AEW once. In fact, on an episode of AEW Dark on commentary. Really? Anyway, what I'm trying to say here is they will do stuff just to be dicks. And so they are finally going to push Cesaro as the hard-working, the workhorse of the main event, going 25 minutes at the exact moment you aren't there to pop for it. Arseholes. Number 1, Dash Wilder. As we've seen time and time again, Vince McMahon out of nowhere will just decide to break up a tag team or a partnership or even a stable. Dash Wilder is going to be offered all the riches in the world to screw over Scott Dawson and not go to AEW. Look, Dawson is as good as gone. His contract expires later on this month, which gives Vince McMahon precisely 2 months to try and persuade Dash Wilder to stay. Maybe you'll get a crack at the Intercontinental title. Maybe Vince will turn around and say, hey, Dash, what do you want? Do you want your favourite song as an entrance theme? Do you want Jim Cornette to be your manager? Do you want a jet, a bus, ice cream bars? Anything. Take anything that you want to fuck over whichever one of the two of you isn't Dash Wilder in the Revival. So, oh, sorry, 1 second. What? Whilst I've been recording this video, the Revival have been released by WWE, which kind of, buggers up my number 1 spot there, doesn't it? Unless Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder leaving WWE is a work. Let us know any names that you think we missed out or who should probably replace Dash Wilder in the number 1 spot on this list in the comments section below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And subscribe to What Culture Wrestling on either iTunes, Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from for daily wrestling podcasts. Plus you can check out more videos around here as well. Thanks for watching. I've been Adam from What Culture and I'll see you soon.